These waters are important. Understanding the ocean means understanding a system that's a key component for human welfare. Before these ecosystems are gone, we need to study them to be able to better protect them. Hannibal seamount is an interesting seamount because it's very close to the shore. It's under waters which are very productive, and that's different than most other seamounts in the world. A seamount is a feature that elevates from the bottom of the sea. It's an underwater mountain. One of the reasons why we came here is because it gives us the opportunity to study the physical and biological processes that make seamounts a very rich ecosystem. One of the unique aspects of this study is that it's very interdisciplinary. There's 3 different teams with very different expertises. One team of physical oceanographers is characterizing the circulation and the structure of the water column.
The instrument we have behind us is known as a CTD, and that stands for Conductivity, Temperature, and Depth. And what we're using it for in this project is to determine what sort of water masses are near the seamount and how the distribution of those masses affect the currents near the seamount.
This is the jet yak. It's going to be autonomously surveying currents and possibly some other water quality parameters.
We're giving it missions to basically survey the shallower parts of the seamount. And the surveying is mostly just collecting velocity and depth information.
We have another team that works with the AUV, characterizing the bottom habitats.
The Autonomous Underwater Vehicle, or AUV, is going to be taking photos of the seafloor. It's an underwater robot. We program it here, deploy it from the ship. It goes about, does its thing on the seafloor, comes back, we download the data.
The kind of data it can collect is useful to biologists for doing statistical analysis. Yeah, they're going to use this data to identify the density of species, which in turn tells us about how healthy that ecosystem is and things like that.
The third team, the biologists, are sampling organisms, saving specimens, and find out whether we are finding new species.
We're going on subdives in order to collect organisms and see what's down at the bottom.
Look at those guys. Look at that, look at that, look at that.
When we return to the surface and then the subs are brought on deck of the ship, we process what we've collected.
After the samples have come up and been sorted out and processed, they bring the samples over to me and I extract the DNA. I take a bit of tissue, so I cut off a little piece of the animal. Using those bits of tissue, I can get the DNA sequences, and using those DNA sequences, we can run them against a huge database, and we can try to figure out what animals they are.
This bank in particular, as well as many around the world, support enormous fisheries. We want to get something before they wipe out the entire bank and help in the policy-making process somehow.
When you work out in the field in the ocean, it's normal, it's rather normal to have issues.
Motor died?
Software issues.
There's a beehive!
Starboard side battery bank collapsed.
This is something that happens a lot in this field. So then what do, right? You just have to adapt right away. But that's the way it is. Eventually, things work out. Overall, we think that the cruise was a success. We found some very interesting processes, very interesting phenomena. No matter what, this is going to be helpful for us. It's going to be good for science. But it's also going to be very helpful for the people from Panama.
Rest in peace.
Over.